Hello, I am back for the final 3 pages of chapter 16. I was almost at the finish line, but I am going to read these last few pages for you, and that will conclude chapter 16. And it is called False Flags in Public Places and Fake Islamic Terrorism. And without further ado, I'm just going to finish these last 3 pages. And thank you again for listening, and I hope you'll give the channel a like and a share so that someone else can find this information and also share it. Thank you. And so here we go. Central Michigan University killings, March 2nd, 2018. A span of 17 days from the reported 17 killed at Stoneman Douglas High School, another fatal school shooting would take place, this time at Central Michigan University. Consider March 2nd, 2018 was the 61st day of the Gregorian calendar year. An active shooter has reduction gematria of 61, whereas assassin sums to 61 in reverse reduction. At the same time, Central Michigan equates to 74 in reduction gematria, whereas active shooter equates to 74 in reverse reduction. Even further, it was a date with numerology of 43. So the date was February 3rd, 2018. You would add 2 plus 3 plus 20 plus 18. That equates to 43. An active shooter has reverse ordinal gematria of 191, the 43rd prime. Tying in with the date numerology, they said the fatal shooting happened at Campbell Hall, summing to 43 in reduction. At the same time, the word Campbell alone has gematria of 28, 44, and 64 in the base ciphers, corresponding with the values of kill, also equating to 28, 44, and 64 in the base ciphers. As you know, shooting equates to 44 in reduction and 107 in ordinal, where 107 is the 28th prime. It should also be noted that Central Michigan sums to 137 in ordinal, the 33rd prime number, which are 2 numbers that go without saying. In the Central Michigan shooting, they reported the shooter was 19-year-old James Eric Davis Jr. In reduction, James Eric Davis Jr. sums to 67, the 19th prime, reminding of the coding of Nicholas Cruz in the Stoneman Douglas incident. Further, the name James Eric Davis Jr. equates to 113 in reverse reduction, another number that parallels what was coded into the Stoneman Douglas incident, plus so many others. Okay. Comstock Middle School Scare, March 2nd, 2018. And the headline is as follows. DPD, Dallas Police Department. No gun found on suspect outside Dallas Middle School. 1 person is in custody after police received reports of an active shooter outside a middle school in southeast Dallas. Okay. Coming on the back of the news out of Central Michigan University at 11:30 a.m. 113 local Dallas time, headlines would emerge about an active shooter scare at a Dallas middle school. In addition to the active shooter scare coming on the 61st day of the year, it should be noted that middle school sums to 61 in reverse reduction as well. And in light of the scare coming at 11:30 a.m., it should also be noted that Dallas sums to 113 in reverse ordinal gematria. Making matters all the more interesting, Comstock Middle School, the name of the building that was impacted, has reverse ordinal gematria of 322. Police would later announce it was a false alarm, but an 18-year-old adult had been arrested on campus who did not have a weapon and who did not belong at the school. It isn't hard to see why the contrived drama of shots fired were reported in the headlines, despite no evidence of such a thing happening, in light of the ongoing agenda of school shootings, lockdowns, and false alarms and false arms. I think he might have meant alarms, but arms also means weapons. But of course, the purpose was to make sure that every community in the country was feeling the threat of a shooting, as so many were and are. Okay, the White House suicide shooting of March 3rd, 2018. Law enforcement. Man shot himself in front of White House. Secret Service. No other reported injuries related to the incident. Okay. There couldn't have been a more perfect date for a shooting in the nation's capital. As you know, Washington, D.C., White House, government, and authority all share gematria of 137, the 33rd prime number, where 33 is not unlike the date March 3rd or 3/3. At the same time, let us not forget that federal, masonry, secrecy, and order each share gematria of 33. And at the same time, let us recall that the Masonic headquarters in Washington, D.C., the House of the Temple, has 33 pillars on the outside, each standing 33 feet tall. Further, it was a date with numerology of 44. So, March 3rd, 2018, you would add 3 plus 3 plus 20 plus 18. That equates to 44, and of course, March is the third month. The number connecting to shooting as well as kill, where in this case, a man reportedly killed himself, a man who would go unnamed by the media in the wake of the national news story. Personally, it makes one wonder if such an event even transpired. If it did, have no doubt this was a person that was used by the feds and was possibly under MK Ultra mind control. As we know, our government likes to use those who suffer from mental illness in their staged and planned propaganda, all of which are very sick things to do. In light of the number 44, let us not forget its history in regards to presidential assassinations, or that Donald Trump is truly the 44th person to be president of the United States, despite being number 45 in count. With regards to Trump, it was reported at the time of the shooting that he was golfing in Mar-a-Lago, Florida, where he seemed to spend more time than any other place as president. And in case I didn't say so already, Mar-a-Lago sums to 68 in ordinal, whereas Donald Trump and The Apprentice sum to 68 in reduction gematria, pairing nicely with the fact that Donald J. Trump, his author name, sums to 68 in reverse reduction. Recall, CIA equals 68 reverse ordinal. I'll also note, at the time of this story, the other thing circulating in the media was the bomb Cyclone, summing to 109 in ordinal, like shooting, and military in reverse ordinal. Ahead, we will cover weather warfare by the numbers and how the U.S. military has admitted in history they have detonated many powerful explosives high in the sky for the sake of studying how much explosions can impact the weather. I share this point to remind you that the nation is a military operation. From the news to the rest, including the weather. And we the people need to wake up to it. The time is now. And give me 1 second here. Alrighty. Okay, the time is now to wake up. So let's go to the next page here. Oh, awesome. That was the end of chapter 16. So with that said, the next chapter will be chapter 17, the Kennedy curse. And everybody have a good night and enjoy this 10-minute video of the last few pages of chapter 16. Thank you, and please share the work so someone else can find it, and give the video a like. Thank you.